Hello, welcome to Spark Joy Astrology. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday, June 22nd, 2023 so far. I am so excited to dive into the exact aspects of the day. We do have two aspects that are lingering from yesterday and then all the way back to the 19th that we will first talk about before we dive into the docket of the day. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to which planet rules Thursday in spirit of doing that this week. So today is ruled by Jupiter. Expansive Jupiter brings in the energy of luck, abundance, prosperity. Acts of service are part of Jupiter's energy. So perhaps you'd like to open the door for someone today, or just bring in some random act of kindness in nature of Jupiter. But I'm so happy to be here with you on this expansive Thursday, and I'm going to dive into an aspect that I've been talking about since June 19th. It became exact at 7 degrees of Pisces and 7 degrees of Taurus. This is a sextile between Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn is retrograde, and this came in exactly on that 19th at 9:52 a.m. But we are still dealing with them being in this degree aspect, this beautiful sextile that offers harmony, creativity, to these two dynamic planets that help us work with our discipline, our responsibility energy, our maturity energy, and our Jupiterian expansive energy. So friends, if you want to learn more about these and haven't been watching my videos, go back to the 19th and check them out from this point, because it's big energy and it is still in play today. So again, that is Jupiter in Taurus at 7 degrees, sextiling, retrograding Saturn in Pisces at 7 degrees. Another aspect that is still in play that went exact yesterday is Chiron, our asteroid representing the wounds within us, those wounds that if we are wise enough to heal, become our greatest lessons in which we can heal others from. So this teacher aspect. And Chiron was making a sextile, another sextile, so harmonious, balancing, creative energy to Mercury, who is in Gemini. So being that he's in his home sign, Mercury is really beautifully able to have conversations. And with Chiron, he was working out past wounds. Yesterday, this happened exactly at 7:35 p.m., but it stays at this same degree all the way until 1 a.m. this morning. So it's still in play though, because friends, there is a 3-degree orb range on either end of these exact aspects. So those are the two that are in play. Let's now dive into what happens as exact today. We always usually start with our moon because she's the fastest moving friend. She started this morning at midnight in Leo at 15 degrees and will move all the way up to 27 degrees. And if you know where Neptune is, friends, 27 degrees of Pisces, you know our moon is going to make an aspect at the end of the day to her. Our sun was at 0 degrees of Cancer and will move to 1 degree this evening. And lovely Juno, that asteroid that represents commitment, loyalty, and partnership, is traveling with the sun still just 1 degree away. So they are very much conjunct and blending as one. So there may be themes in our life really about loyalty and desiring this sense of partnership that is strong and can go to the end of time. Okay, so our moon moves from 15 degrees and then to 19 degrees in Leo, makes an exact conjunction with Mars. If you remember, the solstice evening brought us the conjunction of the moon and Venus. Now the moon has moved a few more degrees and finds Mars at 19 degrees. Mars in the moon, when this happens, friends, when they come together, that is beautiful, passionate energy that is available to us. The ability to get into our bodies and get physical is really potent. The physical strongness of our muscle fibers comes online when the moon is making a conjunction to Mars rather. So passionate energy, dynamic energy, boastful energy as well, friends. This can be where the ego comes into play. You're feeling good physically as well as strong emotionally. So the tendency to become that boastful warrior might step in. And this was at 6:41 a.m. Mountain Standard Time that these two came together at 19 degrees. So this flavor will be throughout the day. More in the morning rather, as the moon does move fast, friends. So these flavors with the moon are usually around 2.5 hours that we get these windows of time when the moon is making an aspect to something, because it quickly moves out of that 3-degree range. So this morning, you will definitely behoove you to start your day with an exercise. Get physical, friends. And then 9:51 a.m. we have our next aspect between the moon and Mercury. Mercury was making those moves yesterday with Chiron, working out past pains in a beautifully new intellectual way. You know, that lovely solstice energy was shining light into darker aspects of ourselves to really be able to communicate about them. So now the moon is sextiling Mercury at 20 degrees, Mercury in Gemini, moon in Leo. And so this positive sextile is going to bring in a connection with the body and a ability to really check in, right? So this intellectual nature of Mercury and our moon representing the body, immediately there is this connection there. It is quite windy today. Woo, fun. But there is a connection. And the moon also representing our family and our closest bonds. There is this harmonious aspect to check in with those people as well. So community engagement is strong with this energy in the morning, 9:51 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Using your intuition by while having conversations. It's like this multi-leveled ability to communicate in a beautiful way when the moon sextiles Mercury. And now we move just one more degree at 11 a.m. So about an hour and 10 minutes later, the moon moves to 21 degrees and squares Uranus at 21 degrees in Taurus. This is where we might have some headstrong energy, friends. Taurus is that stable energy, that unwilling to budge energy, and Uranus is trying to budge us here. And so as the moon checks in with a square, there may be some irritability, and Mars this morning being conjunct the moon, that is also irritability. So impulsivity is definitely a part of the flavor today. How can you work through those impulses? Well, friends, a balanced breath is always my recommendation, but this energy can bring in some eccentric energy, very much this quick and changing energy. And because it's associated with our moon, our moods could be fluctuating quickly this afternoon with that impulsivity leading the way. So expect unexpected challenges, friends, with that square. And we get a softening in the afternoon at 4:30 p.m. with a minor aspect. So this minor aspect is the first minor one of the day. Thus far, they've all been major. So this is like a the maraca of the music song rather than the beautiful guitar solo. So it's there, but it's not as loud. This particular energy is a sextile, and it is sextile between Uranus. So here comes back into that quick, fast, sudden change, revolutionary energy of Uranus, where we just had our moon make a square. So now the sextile is to Mercury. Hello, Mercury again. Mercury is now at 21 degrees. So if you remember, Mercury started today making that sextile to Chiron at 19 and is now moved all the way into 21 degrees. And so he's moving fast today, friends. And at 21 degrees, making this semi-sextile, so a minor aspect, you may feel this witty energy come into play, inspiration, thinking in a whole new higher octave. So brainstorming is a great thing to be doing today. And since we do have that, moon sextile Mercury energy already in play with Mercury, that community engagement, communication, intuitive, multi-level communication is part of this wave of the energy today as well. So now taking it into the octave of Uranus and getting downloads, friends. Today is a day with these multi-Uranus aspects to get into this higher level of thinking, brainstorming, new ideas. Let your active mind give you gifts today, friends. These small details of Mercury are able to be seen in a very big picture way with Uranus. So a lovely sextile coming in at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then we move to a major aspect between a minor asteroid, but not so minor. Chiron is probably one of the most known asteroids of all of them. So, I kind of consider this a major aspect as well. And this is Chiron at 19 degrees of Aries, where he's been for quite a while, which, friends, is right on my sun. Hello. Lots of healing going down in this girl's life. And so anyway, I digress. 19 degrees of Aries, Chiron is hanging out at. He had that connection yesterday with Mercury, and now, and even this morning, right? Now he's going to make a trine, a beautiful aspect by nature of Jupiter. So here's our Thursday Jupiter expansive energy at 10 p.m. this evening. He's trining Mars. So Chiron is now checking in with our Martian nature. He checked in with Mercury and asked, how can we analyze and rethink about past wounds? Now we're going to check in with Mars with a trine at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and find the action behind that beautiful plan that we put into letting go of that pain and allow that pain to actually go with Mars. Mars is all about action, friends. He is the warrior, so he's going to get it done. So integrating all of that Chiron and Mercury energy from yesterday and this morning, that was still exact at 1 a.m. this morning, but is still in play now. We're integrating it and motivating this Martian energy to let it go. Feeling energized, hello Mars, to transform old pains. Chiron. We are working past the wounds and into being that teacher, friends. And we end the day with our moon, right? Making that final aspect to Neptune. She ends her journey on this day at midnight at 27 degrees. And that is in Leo, so she's almost out of Leo. She'll be out tomorrow. But she's making a quincunx, or an inconjunct, a minor aspect to Neptune. And this is going to be an emotional and sensitive time, friends. A quincunx is a bit of a challenge. So you may feel disconnected from your higher voice, that expansive version of yourself, after really working with those higher realms of Uranus during the day. You could possibly feel some conflicting emotions around all that we've spoken to. So, when we're working with Chiron, we're working with deep wounds. It's never as easy as we would wish for them to just be healed. So know that we're checking back in at the end of the day after we've let some stuff go, but then we may find a little bit more to look at. So work around any tendencies or desires to get lost in substance use. The moon quincunx Neptune can definitely push you in that direction, as well as into hypochondriac thinking. I see this often with a bunch of my strong Neptune friend placements, tendency to lean into thinking that their body is falling apart. So work on those thoughts if they come into your mind. Deep breaths, friends, working into a balanced breath and knowing that this energy, Neptune, brings in the desire to help others. So if you're finding a hard time with your own emotional sensitivities, maybe helping someone around you when you first wake up in the morning, service will help you to find that heart-centered, grounded space. Overall, though, friends, it is an impulsive day, but a day that is of grand thinking and downloads if you're able to ground yourself, get physical, and discern through those challenges at the end of the day that could be around your emotional nature. All right, friends, I am wishing you oh so much love and so much joy. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.